Stony is street art. The best way to describe it really is street art that's brought now to the galleries. Stony is really a nickname I've got from years ago, and this type of art I've been doing it for quite a long time, even scribbling and doing like doodles and stuff like that, and it's sort of kind of developed to what it is now. What I like about Stony is I'm expressing myself more than just where my Russo art is basically really driven heavily by music, loud music, and the whole vibe of the movement and the sound and loud sounds really gets me energized. Whereas this is more, it's different, it's more hip hop based, it's more kind of grime based, it's that kind of feeling, and then it just gets me writing and saying everything I feel really about my daily stuff. I believe in karma. Karma's a big one, you'll probably see that a lot on the Stony, is karma works. If I'm having a bad day, I'll put it on there, and it is like a diary, because when I look back on last year's stuff or 6 months ago or 2 years ago, I can see how I was feeling at the time. It's definitely not premeditated. This is, both my types of art are 100% on the spot. I love a blank canvas. As soon as I see a blank canvas, I feel like it's a fresh start, a fresh day, a new day. I start from that and create and start really writing and painting what I feel. What comes out is really an emotion that is totally fresh and new. It's always been my thing to look back after I've painted and I see something new. Because while I'm doing it, I can't really see what I'm doing. It's only when I step back from it, I can see the end result. It's almost like when you look at graffiti on the streets, you've got colours, you have a lot of colours. You know, graffiti artists love using their spray cans, and I do the same. I kind of use spray paint, acrylic, I use crink mops, inks, crayons, you know, whatever really I can get my hands on, I'll use. I don't think there's any medium that, there's no set thing that I do, that I use pretty much everything I can get my hands on. I even use my fingers if I stick it in paint, and I'll write with my finger. Nothing's perfect. Anything I do has never been perfect. I don't like perfection.
Finest Colombian, sir. It's all bang, bang, bloody bang to me. Charlie.
And the rest of it really is just a progression to where we are now. I've been developing it year after year after year. And I think the nicest thing about art in general is discovering the next chapter, the next stage. Where are we going to next? Not knowing is the best thing. Coming in here every morning and being fresh and really not knowing what I'm doing. I really don't think I could do it if I had a plan. It would do my head in. It would be like, oh my God, I've got a script, I've got to stick to a plan. I just couldn't do that. So the biggest thing about my art is that it is spontaneous, there's no preconception, there's no notion of me planning anything, and I think I'll always be like that. I've always been like that, and I think my art will always progress to be that. I don't really paint for anybody apart from myself. It might sound a bit selfish or whatever, but if I'm being really honest, I paint for myself. I do it because it makes me feel good. It's my kind of therapy. It really is my soul searching. This in here, when I come in here, I'm alone and I feel great. Not many people feel great on their own. And maybe I wouldn't if I didn't have this. Just sitting down on your own, you might feel sad, but this doesn't make me feel sad. And I could be in here for hours, days, and I feel great. You know, it makes me feel happy, and it's kind of kept me alive. It's made me feel great. It's taken me out of dark places mentally where I've been. It's my calling, definitely. The pieces that I made, I liked them so much, I didn't really want to get rid of them. And I think what's made me change my mind about selling them now, where I didn't want to sell them, maybe because I sell my Russo art and I'm fine, and these I wanted to keep them because it's my diary of my life. So it's like your book at home you want to keep. It's just that they're big pieces, and I have a lot of them, and it kind of made sense to let the odd one go. So that's at what stage I'm at now. It's literally just letting the odd one go. That's why now we're doing my first solo show coming up. So I think it's the beginning of something that I think Stonys are going to be sold properly like any other art, which I didn't really intend to do. So I think it's something that will happen, yeah. Well, the very first piece, really an incredible piece, because it was, I've called it Good Woman Gone Bad, which is really my ex-wife. And I started painting her, beautiful as she was, and then things went wrong with us, and then she turned into what you will see next. And in fact, it was the first Stony I ever did.
Did you smell it? Did you try and taste it as well? Did you see it? I asked, did you see it?
I've not even thought twice about it, because I know that will be something that I want to keep that. That's for myself. Everything that's on there is about my time then, when everything went wrong and it changed my life totally. That's at what kind of level I am at now with Stony, which I never thought I'd ever get to. You know, I don't know if any other artist thinks like me. I don't think when you set out to paint, you would ever think to sell a painting. Like when I sold my ever first painting, whenever it was, I remember the day when the gallery called me and they said, we sold one of your paintings. I went, what? Really? Who bought it? And it's the most incredible feeling, you know, and you do start then doing it. You do it for yourself always, and then there is another reason why you carry on, because there's people like it. And when people like it, it adds a different dimension to you now creating art. You know, and it's a great feeling. It's fantastic. I've met so many lovely people through this process that I've been through, and it's a great pleasure. It's a great joy. With my recent diagnosis, it's made a massive shift, a big difference in my message. My everyday kind of message was one way. That normal life and happiness and not happiness and the normal stuff that everybody goes through. Obviously now I'm in a different area totally, I'm in a different dimension, and it's caused me to talk about my cancer by putting it on my art. When I say how I feel, where the vulnerability of not feeling good and saying that you don't feel good is not really what people do on social media. Social media is all about, I feel great, look at me, I'm brilliant, and that kind of stuff, which is rubbish, really. You know, that is an insecurity that I don't have. I don't need to be like that. I don't need anybody to tell me, oh, you're great. Why do I need that? But whilst my message goes out about this horrible thing that I have and a lot of people have, it's really made a massive difference to them, to me. It's opened doors. I'm raising money through my art as well and donating it to the right areas, which is very important to me. This life is not all about feeling good. We wish it was, but it's not. This is what life is. It really is that. life can be shit, you know. And I think one of the biggest things I've done in the last kind of year since I've had this, which I never used to put on my paintings before, is hearts. I put a lot of love and hearts. Sometimes I don't think I've even got it. The pain says I have, but reality is that I accepted it straight away, and I kind of just get on with my life. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to live this life, whatever is left of it, fretting and worrying and how things are going to be. No, I'm going to be happy till the last moment. And as long as I paint, I will be. I have a wonderful family around me and friends. I've got amazing friends. It's taken new direction to just art. It's not just art anymore. Where it was just art before, now my art has a different purpose. And because I include these feelings on it, it's really making a difference for a lot of people. I took for granted just the fact that I was alive before, where now I'm like, this is great. I look at nature differently. I look at, when I go for a walk, it feels different, you know. So it definitely changes your life. We think we're here for an eternity. We really do. And it's not only, I mean, I should have known this because when I race cars, every Sunday when I went and said goodbye to my mum, you really don't think you're going to come back. But it's like, we think we're going to be here forever. And now I'm in this situation with cancer, with friends. I've made so many friends in the hospitals through this journey. And not seeing them when we go back for regular visits, it really hits home. It really, it's like, where is he or where is she? They're not around. Have they gone? Kind of thing, you know. And it really kind of makes you wake up to. That's reality. That's real life. So let's make the best of everything we've got and enjoy everything we have.